Oh, girls. Morning. I say girls, but sometimes there's guys. Just hello in general. If you're watching, hi. I can't get my Facebook page to come up. Joyful Life. Won't you come up? Why does technology have to be the way technology is? Someone explain to me. I do not understand. Well, if you're watching live, say hi, and hopefully I'll get the notification out to those who want it here pretty soon if I can get it actually functional. Not working. I don't understand why. Mm, There we go. Hey, hey, Susan. There. Oh, sending out notifications is the most difficult part of what I do. You would think cooking or coaching or teaching or coming up with new ideas and recipes would be difficult. Nope, it's technology. Bagels. We're gonna make bagels. Well, we're gonna attempt to anyway. I've seen lots of people do this, but I'm questioning the outcomes. I'm questioning if this is actually going to work. Hey, Erica. All right, I've lost my connection to Facebook and all the comments. See, technology. If you're here, if you've already said hi, please say hi again. So I know that you're here. I see you, Erica, on YouTube. There we go. Now they're coming through. Hi, Susan. Okay. And we're here. Hopefully, figuring this out together. Bagels, Meredith. I said I was going to go live, and then I was like, you know what I'd like to have is a good old bagel. A good old bagel with some farmer's cheese on it. If a farmer cheese is still any good, I don't know that it is. But I do have Laughing Cow. I don't know, Tiffany. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Gail. I don't know if it's going to work. I see this all over the internet. Self-rising flour and cottage cheese making bagels. I'm skeptical. Let me get my oven preheated here. Hold away from the walls because there's plastic all around it. Let's do. Oh, I hit my hip yesterday at the gym and it's wicked sore right there. Not hip, whatever that thing is. It hurts. What am I doing? We're gonna say about 400 degrees. Crank the time up 45 minutes so it can be nice and hot. Ah, visuals. All right, we're gonna try this. Two ingredient bagels, and actually that's a total lie. It's not two ingredients. It's only two ingredients if you're using self-rising flour. I'm not, because I cannot find sprouted self-rising flour. Kefir cheese. I bought it at the grocery store. It's just kefir cheese. It's well, I don't even know where it is. Where is it? Oh my gosh, somebody come clean out my fridge, please. It is a hot mess. Where is my farmer cheese? Where did it go? Okay, well, oh, there it is. I'm sure it's nowhere near as good as homemade kefir cheese, but it's Lifeway makes. Is it any good anymore? Yeah. Ooh, she's tired. It's just this is blended cousin of cottage cheese. 15 grams of protein per serving. It is high protein. Half a cup. Who beat half a cup? Yeah, sure, you can use cream cheese because it's just for the top. The farmer's cheese is just for the top. It's just basically kefir cheese, is all it is. It's lower fat than cream cheese. All right, let's do this. We're gonna do 1 cup of cottage cheese. I'm gonna use this less than superior cottage cheese because I'm mixing it into something. So when you mix it into something, we use the less than good cottage cheese. How old is this? We should check. Oh, we're good. I'm tin canish again. That should fix that. My AirPods. You know why? Do you know why my AirPods are tin canish? Because I may or may not have put them through the washing machine at least 55 times since I've owned them. That's why. All right, we're gonna do a cup of cottage cheese, which is basically half a tub of cottage cheese. I'm gonna do this in my food processor this time and hopefully mix the dough right in my food processor. We're gonna give that a little zing and then we'll add the flour. Right, absolutely, Luann. The good stuff is for eating with a spoon. This stuff is for mixing into other things. Good enough. All right, 1 cup. Why did I put that in the sink? And why didn't I put the dry ingredients in first so that I wouldn't have to wash my measuring cup? Why? Because I'm not Paula Deen or Rachel Ray. I'm KJ. And I don't do things the way they should be done. That is why. Okay? That is why. Am I less tin candy now? Hey, Sarah. All right, 1 cup of probably greatly expired sprouted flour. I bought it on clearance because it was near its expiration date and I've been working on this thing for a while. I'm not encouraging that you use expired ingredients, but I have no problem with it for certain things. Certain things I won't do, but you know, it's flour. What's the worst that's going to happen? I find a bug in it. Bugs are protein. John the Baptist ate bugs. If he can eat them, they're good enough for me. Oh, I got cottage cheese on the floor. All right, we're going to add to that a teaspoon of baking powder. This is why I say they call them 2-ingredient bagels, but it's 4. The difference between these, so I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. The difference between these and regular bagels is I'm not going to be boiling these. Probably, I don't know that I have any berries, Meredith, but I'm more of a savory bagel kind of a girl. I'm more of a savory bagel kind of a girl. I'm going to do about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm more of a everything but the bagel seasoning kind of a girl and not a fruity bagel. I don't dislike them, but they're not my favorite. I'm telling you, food processors is the absolute greatest thing. Look how quick that came to the dough. I'm just going to go a little more because, you know, it's dough. Bouncing all over the place. I don't know. Should I keep doing that till it pulls away from the sides? Oh yeah, Faith. I'm glad you. Should I keep going till it pulls away from the sides more, or do we just go with it as it is? I'm not a bread maker. I don't know. What do I do? Mary Malone. Do I keep doing it for a while, or do I just let it go? Pull it out now. If I keep it going, will it turn into a? Will it knead into more of a dough, or no? That won't happen. I don't know. Merida, try oat flour. Oat flour and cottage cheese. I bet it will work. I bet it will work. Yeah, it's just such a pain to boil the bagels. They're fine without it. I mean, are they a real bagel? No. Who cares? Close enough. It's not like I'm working for a restaurant. You think I should add a little more flour? So it's a stiffer dough? All right. I'll do them. Get on there now. We talking like quarter cup, 2 tablespoons. That was unnecessary. Oh, see, I just bumped the bone on this side. Now I know what that, I hit that bone. That one right there. What's that bone? Oh, the one that's way up high. I hit it really bad yesterday at the gym and it is so sore. Oh, look at that. Mary Malone was spot on. Now I got it. Look at that. Now I got a ball o' dough. Ball o' dough. Perfect. Didn't I get out a spatula? What did I do with it? Didn't I just pull out a spatula? I swore I did. I don't know. I did clean this, by the way. Yes, I saw it made with cottage cheese. I've seen these made with cottage cheese and self-rising flour, but the ones that are made, so they're made with a whole cup. The ones that I saw a while ago made with yogurt were made with like half a cup. Do you know, years and years and years ago, my grandmother bought me a food processor. I had it for like 10 years. This was when I was like very young. When I first moved out of the house into my first apartment. And it was in the box. It stayed in the box for like 10 years and I sold it at a yard sale. I'm like, why would I ever use a food processor? It was so sweet of her to buy it, but I just thought I have no need for that. And then I needed one for something and I bought it. This is one of the favorite tools I have. I use this thing a lot. Whenever anything's too big for my Ninja, I use a food processor. Knead it 8 to 10 times outside of the food processor. That's 5, 6. No, I'm not going to look at any houses in Tennessee right now. No, not this time. Not this time. I mean, if a house pops up while we're over there, you never know, maybe, but no, I don't think so. Nope. Solely at the cafe, some other stuff, businessy stuff while I'm there. Exciting stuff. It's gonna be a good trip. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough. Now we're gonna bake it. And we gotta bake it 25 minutes. That's a long time to stand here and look at me. You gotta cut it. I think this is 4 servings. A cup? What does she think? No, this would be 2 servings. I don't know. We'll cut it. We'll make 4 bagels. Roll them into balls. Now there's a couple of methods. I know, spanking the dough is required. 'Tis part of the rules of baking. If you don't spank your dough, you're not really a cook. Just so we know. So we're all clear. Spanking is critical. There's a couple of thoughts on how to make a proper bagel. I'm not from New York, so I'm probably not going to do it appropriately, and that's okay. You can flatten them out a little like this, kind of roll them and flatten at the same time, and then put a big old hole in the middle, kind of stretch them into a bagel like that. I want my bagels bigger, so, that's probably too flat, but whatever. Or you can do this. You can roll it into a rope. I don't know. Do you have a pref on how you form your circles? Sure. If you're a baker, you have a pref. I feel like this is going to make it tougher. But it is more bagel-like. It is more perfectly shaped. I'll give it that. Kind of like the way that looks. Nice and crooked. Make sure your bagels are crooked because you don't want anybody thinking you're a professional. Okay? You don't want anybody mistaking you for a professional baker. We're amateurs here. All right. We have 2 votes for the ball on hole, and I have kind of like in the rope method. Hole seems to be harder to make bigger this way. It comes out teeny when I do it that way. These are wee bagels. I'm gonna beat 2 of these puppies. I hope a half a cup of flour isn't too high carbs. How much is in that? Oh, that would be 46 net carbs. So it's right on for an E if I got 2. I'm all right with that. That's what I'm thinking, Meredith, is that it's going to make it tougher, the rolling, because the dough does feel tougher. All right, I'm going to get an egg. Do a little egg wash after I scrape this stuff off my hand. Ew, that sponge is gross feeling. Thank you, Stacy. I agree. What did I put in the dough? Dough stuff. I put, what did I put in it? Where's my pan? I put 1 cup of, actually about a cup and a quarter of sprouted flour. I put 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I think you can totally do oat flour. I'd love to know how they come out. Hey, Lena. Yeah, I didn't do oat flour with this. I did sprouted flour, but I'm thinking that, thank you, Kate. Faith you always make me feel so good. Yeah, I like chewy. All right, let's put these on here. Should they all be cooked on the same pan? Probably not. Am I going to do that anyway? Yes, I am, because I don't care. I'm going to make one kind of oblong so it fits in there well. Who really cares? Not me. Again, not selling them at the Dunkin', so doesn't really matter if they're ugly. All right, let's get a egg. We'll do a little eggy wash here. Yeah, I think it would work, Meredith. Oops, I put too much water in that. I put way too much. I think it will work. I definitely wouldn't boil them. I think it would dissolve. Like these I could probably boil because they're just regular flour. I think they would boil fine. I just don't feel like it. I got it on 400 right now, Sarah. Is that the right temperature? I really don't know. Probably more like 350 is right, but I'm going to do 400 and hope for the best because it's just how because I feel like it will cook quicker. And I'm hungry now, not an hour from now. So let's crank up the heat. That's how I do things. Cook it on high temperature. Wouldn't you like my pastry brush? This redneck pastry brush right here. All right. Let's throw those things in the oven and see what happens. Let's set a timer for 20 minutes. We're going to have a lot of weird conversation here for 20 minutes. What are we going to talk about for 20 minutes? I already have coffee. Can't make another coffee. I already got a cup going. Those are clean, so I can't fill the dishwasher while we stand here and talk until somebody else empties it, and that's not my job. Tell me what you're having for breakfast in the comments. We'll talk about that. Yeah, right. Raw inside, crispy on the outside, just the way I like. They are real bagels with like boiling, and oh my gosh, back in the day in Maine, I made a sourdough bagels. And they were the most beautiful, delicious bagels I'd ever eaten in my life. They were so good. Is the sourdough 3 ingredient? I'm going to guess no, Erica, and I'm going to say no because I bet they use white flour. If it uses whole wheat flour, then yeah, it probably is, but I don't think it is. I'm currently having my pre-gym protein and carbs. You go, girl. I was supposed to go to drumming tonight, but I don't think I'm going to go. Marin likes to go with me, and she's awful sick right now, so I'm going to let her stay home and be sick, and I'll stay with her. I don't want her to feel sad that I go without her. This Traeger grill thing works great on scraping dough, by the way. So I will go to the gym tomorrow. And I didn't get my walk in today either because I didn't sleep well. Fried apples and Greek yogurt. Yum. That sounds delicious. If it doesn't state whole wheat, it's not. It probably is just white flour. Whole grain sourdough is usually super dark too, most of the time. So this is a whole grain spelt sourdough that I can't ever buy again for reasons we're not going to talk about here. But see how dark it is? It's very good sourdough though. I'm going to cherish. Oh, it has mold. I was going to say I was going to cherish the rest of that, but it's got a great big giant section of mold on the back. So I guess we're done with that. Dang it. Spelt sourdough for $5 at a bakery. But then I found out some things about the bakery that make me not want to support it. So now I can't go. I have to forsake bread for morals. Okay. I stand for something because I won't fall for everything. All right. So I have morals, and even bread can't win against my morals. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to cut off bread mold. Bread mold's actually really not good. Did you know that? Like, I'm not super worried about stuff like that usually, but bread mold is one thing you don't want to cut off and eat your bread anyway. It spreads through its spores and it can be really bad for your lungs, especially if you have a lung condition, which I do. It can be really bad for you. So I don't dare. No, Faith. It's not good for you. Look it up. Look up the dangers of bread mold. It's not good for you. It's really it's not like cheese. It's not like cheese where you can cut it off through it. Bread mold is very dangerous for you. A single deviled egg. What do I think about Charlie Kirk? Oh, well, I think that I don't like to talk about politics on my page, but I can tell you that I was devastated. And I think our country is in a whole world of mess right now. And I never missed a Charlie Kirk episode ever. And I think it is devastating and disgusting. That's what I think about it. And I think that the world is full of absolute jerks right now with their nasty idioticness online. That's about all I'm going to say about that. Because I don't like to get into politics on this page. And you can agree or disagree with that. That's up to you. But that's my feelings on that matter. Let's talk about something else. Okay, I want to know, while we wait for bagels, what your absolute most biggest struggle. Doesn't have to be a big thing, like my struggle is losing weight. No, I don't mean that. I mean, what is your biggest struggle that you have a hard time with on Trim Healthy that yes, Meredith, I would like to remain out of jail this time. No, those days are behind me. I stay out of Facebook jail with my comments. I don't Facebook argue anymore. I used to be a major Facebook fighter, stupid keyboard warrior, and I don't do that anymore. You know what? If you don't believe what I believe and you don't agree what I agree with, whatever, you can go do your own thing. I ain't gonna change you with my Facebook arguments behind a keyboard. Um, what is your biggest struggle? Now, Mary Malone, I cannot solve that one for you. She has no kitchen. Eating every 3 to 4 hours and getting enough daily protein. Yeah, that one's a struggle. That one's a big struggle for me, Angela. A big struggle. Big. Um, so for those of you that know, some of you may not know. Mary might be watching on KJ because I'm on KJ and Joy for Life, so she might be watching on a different page, Meredith. Oh my gosh. You just wait until you see these bagels. They've only been in there 7 minutes and they're mighty brown. Oh my gosh, they look redonkulous. The reason protein, and I'm adamantly getting my protein, but it is very, very difficult for me right now, is I'm on a GLP-1. I have been on a GLP-1 since March of 2024. I didn't lose any weight on a GLP-1 until this year in June when I actually microdose a GLP-1 now and a different one that I'm in testing for. But what started making me lose weight was eating the wisdom principles. Yeah, I am using my air fryer. It's on bake. Eating the wisdom principles and working out like crazy has finally helped me break through. And whether it's success from the GLP-1 or it's just the Wizzy and the working out, I don't know. But the three combined have finally kicked my butt into gear and I've lost nearly 30. I lost 31 pounds. Wait, math. Yeah, 31 pounds since June. And I feel like $1 million. However, all of that being said, I can eat kind of normal most meals, but they're smaller. But I have found that getting in my protein is very, very difficult because I don't always want it. So I take creatine, which is not protein, but I take creatine and essentials every morning. And often that is my protein for the morning because often I don't feel like eating in the morning. Lunchtime, I always get like chicken or tuna. And then dinner, sometimes get a small amount of protein and I supplement with whey to make sure I get all my protein in. So I do a lot of supplementing with whey to get my protein because it's just, I can't eat a ton of it right now. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can eat perfect, normal, huge amounts of protein, and other times, eating every 3 to 4 hours. You know what is funny about that? When I very first started this again in it was September, I believe it was 23rd of 2020, so almost 5 years ago, I really struggled with it every 3 to 4 hours because I would wake up not hungry. And if I did eat in the morning, I wasn't hungry for lunch. And if I did eat lunch, I wasn't hungry for a snack. But I started setting a timer and forcing myself. I had breakfast. I used to do it live in my kitchen in Maine every morning. It's when I was first really learning lots of recipes and stuff. And I tried every recipe I could possibly think of in Maine. And then I would set my timer for 4 hours later or 3 hours. It got to the point where I needed every 3 hours because I was so used to it. I was hungry at 3 hours. Set my timer for 3 hours. I would have my lunch. I would set my timer for 3 hours. I would have my snack and it was always dessert and coffee. And then I would set my timer for 3 hours and have my dinner. And when I got into doing that more often, my body started expecting it. And then eating every 3 to 4 hours was not hard. was not hard. I found I ate smaller meals, but ate more often, and I felt good for it. Still figuring out what fuel pull is best for energy. So why fuel pull, Erica? Why are you wanting fuel pull? Mine is my head right now. Gail, I get that. 90%, I make up statistics all the time. World Health Organization says, not really, but likes to pretend, 90% of our problems with sticking to any nutrition plan is in our head. Most of us, it's a mindset issue. It's not the food. If it was the food, all we would need is another cookbook and we'd have it together. This is just a tiny portion. I don't even know if you can see it from there, of my THM compliant cookbooks, plus a couple of cookie books in there. If I needed another recipe to be successful, I'd have been at goal weight years ago. It's about this. It's about this. Wanting to cook for myself. I can't read. Wanting to cook myself when I get home. Wanting to cook for myself when I get home from work. Yeah, that's a tough one. And that's why I love prep ahead type stuff that I can eat. You know, I do that a lot with certain things. Certain things I don't do leftovers very well. But I am going to do a reel or something coming up soon. Somebody in my group has told me how they prep ahead grilled cheese sandwiches. And so I'm going to do a live on that probably the week after next when I get home. Do it, Luann. Can I share about the additional GLP, the one that I've been testing for? Not really. Someday soon. I'm in testing for it. It's not on the market yet. Fabulous, Angela. That's awesome. How are you feeling on it? Essentials and optimized protein help so much. Yeah, especially after strength training. Yes. Working on being able to purchase essentials. I definitely need supplement support. Yeah. So I love essentials. My favorite support is the vanilla whey, because I can put it in my yogurt, I can put it in my cottage cheese, I can make vanilla milk or even put some cocoa in with it and have chocolate milk. Like I love the whey to supplement. Girls, I think these gotta come out. I don't know that they're gonna be too dark. I'm gonna have to look at the inside. Somebody tell me what the internal temperature of a dough needs to be. And I'll check it and see if they're done inside. If I can get this out. I can't get that thing, get it out of the thing. They're dark. Look how much they puffed up, you guys. Yes, I had to buy another scale to be able to report in my results, Lois. And doing without that scale for 6 months changed my mindset on scales, and I can handle it in a way I've never been able to handle it before. I got rid of it for those 6 months, and it made a world of difference in my mindset. Why won't you turn on? Are you dead? Is that going to turn on when I stick it? Good night. No, it isn't. My battery must have died in that. I think I have another one. Okay. Yes. They're done. Yes, I know. I'm supposed to let them rest. Come on now. These are definitely done. They're 206, and then I pulled it out. They're definitely done. Look how thick they are, you guys. I'm supposed to let these cool before you cut into them. Do you think I'm going to be doing that? Absolutely not. I won't be doing that. I'm going to let them cool for a minute, though. And I want to go back and look at the comments. Yeah, Debbie. Debbie, congratulations. 83 pounds. That's exactly what I'm at right now, is 83 pounds. Good for you. Different pulls for energy and maintaining. When I had surgery last year, I gained 8 pounds overnight. Since then, I've gained another 12 and can't seem to change mindset. Girlfriend, you watching the education in the group? Are you watching that education? So tired. Bedtime is 9 and I get up at 4. Sometimes I eat to stay awake and other times due to stress. Should I be supplementing with something? I'm telling you, psyllium husk, and I know you struggled with that in the beginning, that you have to go low and slow with it. That really helps. Really, really helps for the not feeling like eating. Like stress or not, I don't feel like eating when I have the psyllium husk on. And yeah, I do too, Robin. All right, you ready, Mary? You gonna write it down? 1 cup of cottage cheese blended. 1 1/4 cups of sprouted flour. I'm gonna take the bigger. 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Egg wash. The end. Okay, I have to do the influencer thing. It's the law. Facebook tells me that if I'm going to be an influencer, I must use my fingernails daily. Why do you think I do them? Why do you think I keep them looking pretty? Should you cut into it this quickly? No, you should not. Shut up. You need to be off. But we're gonna do it anyway. Please don't be dough. Please don't be dough. What do they look like inside? Look at those. They're not doughy either. There's a tiny bit of doughy piece there in the very center. The rest is not doughy. We're gonna try it with farmer's cheese. Is this expired? Oh, just a little. Actually, the 17th. That was it. It expired yesterday. We should be all good. We're gonna try it with the farmer cheese. Okay. Oh, why didn't I put bagel seasoning on my bagels? I'm gonna put it on top of my farmer's cheese. I just got farmer's cheese at the market. The market. That's where fancy folk shop, is we shop at the market. We don't go to the grocery. We go to the market. And then I'll try one with Laughing Cow if this isn't good. I'm gonna put some EBTB on there because I like it. Where is my EBTB? Where is it? I know I have it. I have some homemade garlic salt. Might be good on there. Where is my EBTB? Fennel. That would not be good on there. Parsley, thyme, EBTB. Right here. 1 1/4 cups, Connie. Sprouted. Farmer's cheese keeps them a nice E. That is so good. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. 1 1/4 cup. Hold on. I'm choking. I need a drink. I took too big of a bite. Oh. 1 1/4 cup sprouted whole wheat flour. I was going to show you better if it away. 1 cup of cottage cheese blended. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Blend it together into a dough. Knead it 8 or 5 times, 5 to 8 times. Shape it, bake it. It was in there 19 minutes at 400. I would do 350 for 25. But I was in a hurry. 350 for 25 would keep it, like, I got one little piece in the center that's a little doughy. That would go away with 25 minutes at 350. Top it with low fat, low carb cheese, like farmer's cheese, kefir cheese, even blended cottage cheese, Laughing Cow. Sprinkle some EBTB on there and go, girl. I'm gonna have one of these for lunch with turkey. Oh, I'm gonna make pizza. I'm gonna make baby pizza. Oh, egg wash. Yes, I did an egg wash. I'm gonna make a baby pizza out of that. I love pizza. All right. Well, there you have it. Be on the lookout. Bolo. I am going to be offering a few Zooms. Hopefully. Nope, no mozzarella cheese. Oh, you mean on pizza? Yeah, probably. No, I'll probably do cottage cheese. I'll probably do cottage cheese for my cheese. It's good on pizza. Tastes like cheese. I love it. I'll probably just do cottage cheese. Extra protein, low fat. And then some parm. It's just how simple. And I'll just use tomato paste. Pizza. Reminiscent of, but not actually pizza. I'm going to be doing some upcoming Zoom. Keep your eyes out open. I've been doing free Zooms here and there over different things that you guys are struggling with. So just let me know the things that you struggle with. I got some of your things and we'll talk about them more. And doing free Zooms just to talk about these things. I really enjoy doing that with you in the middle of the afternoon, just a random Zoom like I did yesterday. It was fun. It keeps my head in the game too. So be on the lookout for those. Holy Healthy Holidays registration is open. The link is at the top of this. You do not want to miss Holy Healthy Holidays. I'm telling you, it is a wonderful session. Holy Healthy Holidays is always well loved, quite popular, and a great way to get through the holidays on plan. To get the encouragement you need, the ideas you need, the fun cooking classes you need that keep you enjoying holiday treats and decadence. Don't miss out on it. The link is above. What else? I guess that's it for today. I've got to go. I love you all. Thanks for being part of my day. I'm gonna go eat my bagel and get my work on. I got work to do. I love you guys.